playground. Hooray!
A brown guy, a black guy, and a white guy walk in to do a podcast. And this is what you get. It's the Outcast Podcast. Like we always do this time. Subscribe now.
That was a test with the new voice guy there. As the show continues to evolve. It's the Outcast Podcast. We're all here. We got my man, Ramo G, the brown guy on the show. We appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm glad you clarified that because I wasn't sure which one I was.
Quite brown.
Yeah.
All right,
of course,
cool.
we've got our white guy on the panel, my main man, DJ Tom K, behind the tables.
What's happening?
Kind of do that one.
And my man, the black man on the show. We love him. Memphis on Air is here. What's going on, Memphis?
I appreciate it. I
So,
don't think
brother.
I'm a black man, but I'm really brown though. I might be just a little bit browner than darker than you,
Is
Rainbow.
anybody actually
about,
black
tone
though?
or
Like
two.
completely black?
Sure.
Is there an actually?
Yeah.
Is anybody that dark?
Oh,
I have family members that are really dark.
me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
Like the headphones?
Not
Close.
quite that dark.
No,
but
yeah,
dark
okay,
enough.
close,
Very
yeah.
dark.
I mean, you could. It's
And they're
skin, so it don't
beautiful.
look plastic. Oh yeah,
And they're
gorgeous, beautiful people.
yeah,
What?
they're beautiful.
I
Everybody's
was just
beautiful.
wondering if people do get that dark, like all
It
the
can
way
happen.
Yeah,
to
it can
the
happen.
headphones matte black. Do
Hey.
white people get all the way piece of paper completely can't see shit white?
You might have to go up to Nova Scotia.
Do they
Something.
get
Nah.
translucent?
Go to
Do
Orlando in
white
the
people
summer.
become invisible?
You'll see them.
at-
They're all over the place.
Yeah, they be working
on the other end of the spectrum.
in some kind
And
of
then in
color.
Rainbow's category, do Spanish people just become so Spanish?
We just get darker. Some of us. I mean, I don't know.
food
how many
just gets
burn.
better
I
and
mean,
better.
I
don't
love
burn.
the
No,
brown music, the Spanish music. It's really good.
the brown music. That was.
the brown music.
I didn't say
Yeah.
that. That didn't come from over here.
Just going with the theme of the show.
All right.
Okay, that
I'm not here to offend anyone.
we know that. We know that. You good.
You don't
It's-
like
it
the
is-
brown music, Raymo? I'm just fucking with you.
It's 420. Happy 420,
Yeah.
everyone.
Yes,
Happy
sir.
420.
Could you say, man?
420, 2022.
TK
I know,
was like a
right?
kid in the candy store when he got here. He showed up with his autographed hat. He showed up ready to roll 420, man. It was like a celebration for you today.
That's a dope hat.
I'm
It is
excited.
very dope.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
holiday.
what is the hat that you have? You have a special hat today for
Talk to
420.
us.
This is an autographed hat from Bubba Kush. Now look, Bubba Kush has
Bubba
brand
Kush.
of clothing line. Also, he is the creator of the strain Bubba Kush.
That you
Have you ever-
smoked recently.
Oh,
That's
we
him?
just smoked it outside.
Yeah.
Delish.
That was him.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
we was smoking that.
So these guys out in
Half and half.
these guys that create these strains of chronic, they're
Mhm.
like rock stars.
Oh yeah.
People they then they
Yeah,
can
hell
develop.
yeah, they are.
They're able to develop clothing lines and shit off of the notoriety that they get from just creating these strains of weed. If you go out to Cali, I was lucky enough to go to the Emerald Cup
Yeah.
out there. It was out of control. One of the craziest experiences of my life. But the
We should do
growers,
that.
even
I
the
was
guys,
just thinking that.
even the guy, there's a guy called Soil King. And that's what he
He's
does.
got the best
He's
dirt.
the dirt guy.
That's
and
who I
he's
wanna
a
be
fucking
friends
rock
with.
star, dude.
Hell yeah.
Freaking everybody's in there
You know who
filming
got
them. They're like rappers.
Hey, it's like you can't move shit without my product. Everybody got to
It's a
come
whole,
see me.
It's a
Soil
whole
King.
fucking scene.
I've
That-
learned that living in Florida,
fucking
there's,
thing.
there's,
That
there's certain
tickles.
things
Yeah.
you can't grow in Florida because we have sand here.
No.
You got to have good quality
Soil.
black dirt.
Yeah.
So how'd I get the hat? I'm on the beach playing at the Lonnie
Huh.
Kai, which is where I DJ on the beach here.
I like
Nice plug.
Am I
That's
allowed to say
dope.
that?
That's
Yep.
a dope hat.
So, anyways,
It's
I'm out there
super
DJing, just a little beach spot, and this guy Bubba Kush happens to come out there to the beach spot with somebody I know, and he's like, "Hey, Bubba Kush is over there at the bar. Can you give him a shout out?" So I get on the mic, I give him a shout out. Yo, Bubba Kush is here. Brr, 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 brr. Might have been around 420.
Nice.
I don't remember if it was 420
Probably
that year.
was 420.
Probably was. That was 420.
See?
So,
See,
anyways,
there we go.
DDD.
Full circle.
do-do-do-do. Boy, I was lit.
Apparently.
So
bet
he's like,
you
"Can you?"
was.
They were like,
What do
"Can
you
you
mean
throw in a
was?
couple songs? We'll go smoke with you." Long story short, long story long. Go across the street, smoke with Bubba Kush. He also had this little like smokeless dabber. That's his brand, also Bubba Kush brand
wow.
dabber. And we did a little dab. No
Nice.
smoke, no low lighting it, no torch, no nothing. It had its own little like
Heating element?
electric little fucking
Sure.
heating element, and it
Nice.
just fucking did it.
That's
And
dope.
can you tell when you're actually doing the Bubba Kush? You know the taste. You know the product.
Well, it
Because
says
I
it-
really can't
it
100%
says it on
tell.
the thing on the
Yeah.
side of it that it's Bubba Kush.
Bubba
That's
This
Kush,
is
on
my
the
first time. This is my
That's it.
first time having it, and I really, really liked it.
Well,
So,
I'm high as shit.
I actually want
Damn.
more.
I'm a firm believer that every experience, in every experience, there's a lesson to be learned. What lesson did you learn in that experience?
What? With meeting Bubba Kush?
Yeah.
Well, I kind of learned that, I don't know, people that I don't know. I'm not sure what I learned.
He didn't learn anything. He was
I
high the
learned
entire
anything.
time.
He was high just like
I
he's
learned
high
he's a
right
good guy.
now.
I learned this guy's a good guy.
Yeah,
Really
man.
nice,
Hella
great
cool.
people.
We
like
should
really
reach
great
out
people
to him
and
or something
nice
like that and see
really
if we can
nice
get
guy.
some kind of endorsement
So
going
anyways,
on
he
here
gave me
at
this
Outcast
hat and he
Podcast.
signed it and nice guy.
It's signed in pen, right?
This hat is this is a pimp ass hat, man.
Yeah,
He signed
showed
it. He
me.
signed it in pen, right?
He did.
Yeah, he
Awesome.
showed it to me. That's
See, so the
pretty dope.
lesson should be always carry a goddamn Sharpie with you.
Yeah.
Why he wrote it. He had the pen and the hat and everything.
That's
all
dope.
the weed smoked
He
with me.
just
He
gave it
was
to you.
a
That's
nice ass dude.
awesome.
Yeah.
I know
I
you
didn't
love
That's
shit.
a great experience, dude.
It really
Yeah,
was.
Love it.
It really was. And the guy that was with him and with me was like, man, you're gonna smoke with Bubba Kush.
Hell
And he's
yeah,
giving you
dude.
that
Like,
hat,
hell
dude.
yeah,
The dude
bitch.
knew
What
I
you
was
think?
getting like.
I mean, that's like
I was
smoking
like,
with
this
Jack
is fucking
Harrow,
awesome.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's cool.
You know, motherfuckers.
It's like
Yeah.
reading.
It was like a little bit of a ball with Michael
Yeah.
Jordan, slightly.
Yeah, if
ball
you're
with
reading
Michael Jordan,
Oprah's
yeah.
favorite
Yeah.
book with her, in her
That's
little
right.
den, you
That's right.
Yeah,
Look,
Smoking
dude,
weed.
I'd be A-okay with being famous for having
Strain of weed
popular
named after
strain
you.
of weed.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
and
Hell
fucking
yeah.
just travel
What
the
if- yeah.
country going to
What if you
fucking
did
Mad
that?
love.
weed
I-
cups,
I
smoking
followed him on
different herb. Like,
Instagram, and he
fucking,
followed
I'm
me.
down.
He followed me back on Instagram. So I
We
was
gotta
watching
give him.
his
We
shit,
gotta give him a follow and a shout out.
and we
do.
He's living the life, man.
Oh,
that
yeah,
guy.
no
We
doubt.
gotta give him a
Who, Bubba
follow and a
Kush?
shout
Oh
out.
yeah, I was
Oh,
watching-
hell yeah,
getting
dude.
love
Love
from
your shit,
everywhere he
bro.
goes. They love him.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna follow him right now. I'm gonna pull him up on IG and follow him right
Yeah,
now.
Bubba Kush and Bubba Kush
I'll have to
brand.
find
That's the
him.
hat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
420.
you go, Bubba.
April
Thanks for the hat.
20th. Do
That
we
was dope.
do we know the
Smoking.
history? TK, I know you know your weed. What is the history behind 420 and why we celebrate?
Oh
that's
shit!
like
You gotta
quiz
put
time.
me on the spot.
Yeah, man. I mean, come on. How high are you?
Well, let me tell you something. What happened is when the
'Cause you're-
Pilgrims
you're
came
so
over
excited
here, it
He
was
said
420 BC,
came over.
and it was
He's
4:20 a.m., and that's why.
You think that's why?
That's right.
I mean, I know you're celebrating hardcore today, so I figured you would know.
Well, the trucker
the
signed
history behind
420, but I don't think
420.
that's right. I would want to say that it's that trucker call sign 420 pull over, let's burn.
You
bro.
really don't know?
What?
Do you know, Ramo?
Yeah, I
He
know.
thinks he knows.
Okay,
Let's
Ramo.
hear it.
Sure I
Bubba,
know.
What
let's
is
hear
the
it.
history behind, like, why are we celebrating April 20th as the day for everyone to, fry their brains and smoke even more weed?
It has something to do with a group of people who would meet somewhere at 420 because to get together and burn.
Are they
Because of some kind of
truckers?
prohibition or something like that. No, they weren't truckers. I believe they were like students or college students or something like that. I don't know the exact story, but I've seen it a couple times. But I'm a smoker. So I don't
Ramo
retain it.
is really close. I mean, he pretty much told the story. I
Let's
guess
hear
Yes.
this. Let's
it's
hear
traced back to 1971.
Yeah.
When a group
That's the year I was born.
when a group of
it.
five
You know this?
I do.
You do.
when there was a group of 5 students at San Rafael High School in Marin County, California.
Yep, that's it.
They all started meeting at 420 to smoke marijuana.
Well, that sounds
And
about right.
The
God
actu-
bless him.
the actual
Well, how did
numbers.
everybody find out about it? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
The
Like,
actu-
This
I'm
word,
sure there were
hey,
some people
it's-
around
it's-
at
hey.
another college that were
Shit
meeting
just
at
catches on.
7:30,
No, but
and nobody
like,
was
yo,
like, "Oh, it's 7:30."
I think this
Too
what
bad
happened.
social media wasn't popping in because them motherfuckers would be like
I think this what
icons
happened.
right now.
But you know
I
what
think
I'm
it
saying,
was some
though?
guys hanging out,
Why-
and they go smoke, like you said, 420, and then one of the guys was like, "Yo, man, you want to come smoke me and the boys?"
But why did that
420.
group of stoners resonate with the entire fucking country and world?
Well, I think it just became the code. Like when they were like
How?
talking in school to like meet up, they would just be like 420, and everybody like 420.
420.
Well, I
Yeah.
think what happened, you can actually, and maybe we should get an old Deadhead friend of mine on the phone.
I
But
like it.
the Grateful Dead, of course, synonymous with smoking weed and
Sure.
playing hacky sack and making
Right.
grilled cheeses at the festivals. and
Jerry
whatnot.
Garcia.
Yeah.
He had
Well,
my last name. Well, I
They had a
his, but-
bassist named Phil
Same-
Lesh,
same last.
who I guess was close friends with one of these guys that was one of the students that would all meet at 420.
There it is.
So it translated over to the
Sure.
Dead, and then the Dead made it a thing.
Right.
boom.
So there was the association with that, and you know how those Deadheads are. They come up with something, and they're very passionate about
Yeah,
it.
love it.
that's
Hey,
all it
I
took
love
to
them.
make it a cultural thing because
I
it
would
is.
hug every single one of them because they started this revolution that
And
So
this-
should have
basically,
happened or
those
never.
kids at that
not
college,
happened,
San
right?
Mateo,
exactly.
and the Grateful Dead are the reason it started.
There you go, TK. I wanted to make sure that you got educated here today on
Took a
420
mic
since
and
you were
free
so freaking
everybody.
excited
Thank
when
God.
you came in here.
And free everybody who's locked up unjust.
Yeah, they need to let that
for
shit go,
marijuana.
dude. Come on.
Let them
Man,
out.
Brittany
Today.
Griner, what's her name? She's over there locked up in Russia,
Yeah,
right?
and
We
she's
talked
still
about that
locked up?
originally.
Yeah,
when
she's still
she
locked
she's
up.
still
disappeared.
over there. I think they trying to get her home. I know some folks went over there. The NWA.
We haven't seen them
and
since either.
NBA folks went over there.
NWA?
Not
The-
NWA.
Watch out. They
They're
coming.
like, holy shit, they got back together to go get that bitch out.
Let's get them. They're probably
They
who we
went back
need.
over there and shit.
The fuck?
To fucking get her
They're like,
ass.
who
and-
got that shit popping? Q?
Coming
Yeah.
straight out of Moscow.
Hell yeah.
We need to bring Easy E back. He can get
God
Brittany
bless
home.
Easy.
Named Putin.
God bless him.
Do you have I know you make a lot of beats, TK. You got like a 420 beat you could drop on us. I figured we could all tell a story since it is 420 and now we know the significance behind it. And we're coming up on 420 in the afternoon. We decided to do this show today, 420.
Yeah.
So it's coming up on the time. So I figured maybe we could reminisce about the first time we ever smoked a little bit of grass. A lot of people have now. The percentages are up to like 60% of people in
Really?
America
I thought it would be more than that.
admit that they smoke some marijuana at this point in life.
I think those people, those other 40 people, or 30% are just full of
All right,
shit.
there it is.
All right, you
full
got
of shit.
something for us? Okay,
Some
then.
people just don't like him.
No, I'm talking about the people who say they don't smoke because I think it's more than 60% of the people.
I just think some
that
people
smoke.
do more than others. You know, there's some people that do it all the time. Some people are the occasional. It's just like drinking, if you ask me, as far as the way that people are going to accept it in society. I think soon enough.
Sure.
I feel like I'm listening to one of Wiz Khalifa's beats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't I just looked at the name of it. To be perfectly honest.
All right, well, this one works. So
gotta try
so
this
TK, do you remember the first time that that you actually got a little buzz
is
off
like-
some of that marijuana?
Tupac. Well, I don't remember the first time I smoked weed, but I do remember that when I really started loving it and smoking was when the Snoop Dogg albums came out back in the day. And I remember riding in the back of I won't say the guy's name, but I remember the riding in the back of these two. I remember riding in the back of these two older guys. He had like a box Chevrolet, and we'd ride in the back, and he'd roll these pinner ass joints, and we'd wait forever for these older kids to hand us it just for a couple hits in the back seat. They'd pass it back, and we'd be like, "Yeah, fucking smoking this like the most terrible weed ever in the world is just
weed.
dirt shit."
Yeah.
And then a couple hits, and we were just like, apparently thought we were high as everything, and then yep.
So that was it. That's the story.
I loved it.
Back of the truck.
Back of the box Chevy, smoking little pin joints.
And then what about you, Memphis?
First time I smoked, I was sophomore in high school, and I had this girlfriend named Kiana. Now, the reason why I remember this story, because this was also my first time going to a hotel party, or technically a smash party.
Oh,
Right?
smash
So-
party. I love it.
First time I ever got to go like
We
that.
knew it was going there as soon as he started talking.
We were talking about weed, and Memphis has to go with the smash. I
Bring
love
his,
it.
his
course.
manhood.
You
into
know
the
who I
picture.
am. Yeah, I know who I am.
Smash
So-
Brothers.
Should I change the beat?
Let's go.
I should change the beat, I think.
Yeah. You got doing it.
Yeah, we got
up
Memphis.
there.
That was your beat. We need a better beat for Memphis.
That'll
we go.
work. So we go.
You remember this one?
So me and my girlfriend Kiana go to her best friend's house named Tiana. So it's myself, Kiana, my
Tiana
girlfriend,
and Tiana.
and Tiana, her best friend. Now we waiting on Tiana's boyfriend to come to pick us up, so we can all go to the hotel room. Well, he comes, we go on our way, and Tiana's in the front rolling up a joint, fires it up,
As she should be.
passes to her boyfriend. He hits it, passes it to me, and I'm like, fuck this, I gotta hit this shit. Cause I was like not feeling peer pressure, but I guess I kind of
How
wanted
old
to
were
do-
you again?
Like 15, 14, somewhere like that. So I hit it a few times, passed it to my girlfriend Kiana, and then we all got high.
What
And
was
then
Tiana doing at this point?
She was in the passenger seat.
I think it's
smoking.
Kiana.
I know, but
Gentry.
Tiana.
And Tiana's her best friend.
Keep up.
Oh, there's two.
TK, there's two.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a Kiana and Tiana.
He's
Dang
checking
it.
out his beat. He's
they're-
like, yeah, I'm
but they're
feeling
best
this. I'm
friends.
feeling this.
I'm glad you clarified that though, because I
Yeah.
would have been confused later in the story.
So we get to the hotel
That was
and
Ramo.
we do the thing where you put the wet towels on by the front door and the ceiling. You put.
You had a hotel at 14. Who the hell rented you a hotel room?
Don't worry about
Said
that.
he was 15, actually.
I was a
15.
sophomore in
Even
high school.
still.
Hey, don't be asking me about my personal
All right,
affairs
all right,
like
all right,
sex
go ahead, go
stories.
ahead.
Sex story.
Just wondering.
No,
go ahead,
yeah.
go ahead.
So we
So now you're in the room.
Yes,
smoking
we're in
it
the
up.
room and we put plastic bag over the smoke detectors. Kids, don't try this because you can literally just do it in your backyard now. Well, kids don't do it at all. And then we just got like really fucking high. And I remember he was just breaking it all down, breaking the stems from the seeds and shit, and putting that shit to the side. And then
That's when you already know you're in trouble, right there.
Yeah.
As soon as you see that first seed, you already know you fucked
damn
up.
it.
And
go my
that was my first time getting high.
What was
It's
up
been
with all
great
them
since.
seeds back in the day, man?
I don't know, man.
anybody,
It's
did
just the way it was grown.
Let
They
me ask you a
didn't.
question.
They didn't understand cross
Did anybody
pollination and
ever
all
do?
that bullshit.
Nah,
back
Did anybody
then.
ever
Yeah.
do this back in the day where you would put all your bud on a fucking tray and then lift the tray like this and then scoop the chronic to the top of the tray to let the seeds roll down
hell
and out?
yeah, in a shoebox, the top of the shoebox.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
You don't have to do that anymore. But
No, you don't.
We used to do
That's-
that back in
that's
the day. You remember
beautiful.
that
They're
shit,
probably-
I
right?
do.
I do.
De-seeding the shit. You'd have to like chop
Although
it up.
I'll tell you what, if you could come across some shit like that, maybe in a nice strand,
Yeah, that
Oh,
might
them
be
yeah.
worth
seeds are
it.
pretty pricey. You can
Yeah,
probably
it'd
get
be-
rid of
it'd
it
be
for a
worth
little
We're trying to
change.
grow a few.
Little chicken change.
So,
In and out.
Ramo,
Oh,
what
yeah,
about
whatever
you?
them
Do you
motherfuckers.
remember the first time that you actually got high?
I can't remember exactly the very first time, but basically, I grew up in Gary, Indiana, where I was on my mom's side one of the older grandchildren. On my dad's side, I was way down the fucking totem pole. So I had a lot of older cousins in the neighborhood.
Why were you down the totem pole? Just
Well,
because
I mean,
you were young?
I
'Cause he's
I
always
was a
on
lot
those
younger.
poles.
Like I had cousins that were like 22, 23 when I was like 15, 13, 14, 12.
Were they trying to get
anyways-
you into a little trouble?
No, not at all. Not at all. Well, they had their little thing going on in the hood, and it was like, a little clique that was family and neighborhood people that like whatever, like it was a clique. Well, we used to hang out. My dad was a president at it was a benefit society. It was like a Spanish club, and they would throw like dances and stuff like that. But they had a bar there where men would hang out and play pool, and the ladies had another room where they would play. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this, loteria.
What?
Loteria.
Loteria. It's like bingo, but in Spanish.
I
All
thought
right,
you
and
were
then
going
they
to say
also
the Spanish
had a
verse in the spades.
no. Then they
Loteria.
also, no. It's like this.
Bingo.
Yeah. It's like exactly like that. And they also had like a little kitchen area where there was a lady cooking and whatever. Well, while the parents were doing that, there was a hall where they normally threw like the dances and shit. Well, that's where the kids hung out and played. Well, it just so happened that some older kids and older of my cousins that were part of this crew, parents used to go there and hang out with my dad and all that because we were all family and shit. Well, they used to get into shit outside because they put like a basketball court. It was like a fenced in area, and they put in like a basketball court. Well, we were all out there fucking around. It's 10 o'clock at night. There's older kids out there. They're doing that. We want to be cool. We want to hang out with the young kings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like fucking whatever. So we're chilling out there, and they're burning. So we start burning, and it actually kind of blew up in our face because one of my uncles was like really like the neighborhood like stick it to him police officer like a-hole cop, and he freaking caught them at one point. Luckily, me and my brother weren't there, but our name came up in the story, and it was a mess. But anyways, that was like the first time that I really like sat down, smoked weed several times, and knew that I was doing it to attain a purpose and achieve that purpose,
Smoke
with the goal. Yeah. No, it was. I didn't see them roll it up. It was already rolled up and shit. It didn't have seeds and but like all my older cousins were like the community coke dealers and weed dealers, like fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have to look far to get involved in shit like that. Like I remember my first like encounter when like my family, because a lot of my family does, like one time the Bears Super Bowl in '85, I went to my uncle's house to watch the game with my brother and all my uncles and shit. They never passed it to me, and I was pissed. I was only like 14 though, like 15. So I can understand why they didn't, because they were all way older. But they were getting high as fuck.
You know,
during
it's
that
funny
game,
you say
dude, and
that.
I was like, fuck, man, because I was smoking by then already. I wanted to smoke.
Well, I'm glad that we learned what 420 was today.
Yeah.
And that it dates back to 1971. So, this thing's been going on for a while, this 420 celebration. And
Year I was
so
born, man, that's great.
we're happy that you came to celebrate with us.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next topic, there's a couple of guys right now that aren't celebrating the success of this brand new show that's on HBO Max. I don't know if anybody's seen Winning Time.
Hell yeah,
I
man.
have not seen this.
Never heard
I've
of
seen
it.
the commercial.
Never heard of it.
They started the dynasty of the Lakers
Yeah, so
in
it's
L.A.
new show on HBO Max, and it's kind of picks up in 77, 78.
Yeah. 78 was a great year, so
When-
let's stick with that.
1977, I was born.
There you go.
That's with Kareem and Magic, right?
Yeah, they had Kareem on the
For a
team.
while.
Not for long. A few years. He had come over as Lou Alcindor when he played with the Bucks.
If Mama call him Lou, I'm going to call him Lou.
And so
Lewis.
the show kind of picks up where the team is bought by Dr. Jerry Buss, who is being played by John C. Reilly.
He killing that part.
Man.
He
Dude,
is
I'll
killing
watch
that part.
anything he acts in.
I don't know who that is.
John
What?
C.
You see
Step
the
Brothers?
Step Brothers?
Step Brothers.
The
yeah.
one
Oh, yeah.
opposite
yeah,
of
the
Will
other- okay.
Will
Yeah.
Ferrell.
Let's go.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, he is killing that part, man. The way they introduced him in.
He put his balls
How
on his
his-
drum set.
How he's.
No. That was
Well-
Brandon. Brandon did that. He was the one who
Get
did
your
all
balls
that.
off my drum.
Yeah, that's him.
Well, what I like about it is even the way that it's shot. It's kind of creative in a sense of they go back to a filter that makes it look like it is 1977 with the quality of the film, but it only is for certain shots, and then it's shot back in high definition like you would see it today. So it's interesting in the way that the director approached shooting it. And the storylines, Paula Abdul has made an appearance as the Laker girl. If you remember, the cheerleaders were very conservative in their routines. And Dr. Buss, he was like, I want to see the women shaking their asses. And so there was
Enter
some,
Paul Abdul.
There was a tryout, and Jeannie Buss, the girl who's playing Jeannie Buss, which is actually just like her dad and fucking traumatized at the same time. I ain't gonna tell the whole show, but she
no
had this
spoilers,
like this.
Memphis. No spoilers. I haven't seen it.
All right, well I guess I can't tell you this then.
Nope.
Well, she was kind of like one behind the whole idea, and the way Paula Abdul happened to come up like
How do you say your last name?
Paula
Oh,
Abdul,
okay.
yeah,
Paula Abdul.
yeah.
How do you say it, TK?
Abdul.
Abdul.
Yeah, Abdul.
Abdullah.
Abdul.
Of course.
Abdullah.
Abdul.
Ulam Glada.
Well, she loved the sexy dancing, and
Yes,
Dr.
she
Buss
did.
loved the sexy dancing.
Oh, did
my
he?
God.
Didn't he?
Then all of a sudden, welcome the Showtime Laker girls.
Yeah.
Thanks to Dr. Buss, he wanted to turn the basketball experience into entertainment. He built a nightclub inside the arena,
Literally.
and so this guy was seeing a future of let's throw a party in LA, and let's bring in players like Magic Johnson. One thing I find interesting the way they portray the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Magic Johnson relationship is Magic didn't seem to be affected by racism, at least the way they portray it in the show. He always had a smile on his face, and Kareem, I think, found that interesting that he didn't seem to be affected by that, although Kareem was very affected by it.
Yeah.
And then the relationship between the two of them is a pretty big part of the show.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge.
So wait a minute. You're saying that as far as the show's concerned, it doesn't seem like the racism really affected Magic Johnson.
And
as much as
Kareem was very peculiar about it. Like, he didn't
Yeah.
understand it. He was like, who is this guy? He comes in, nothing is bothering him. He's smiling. He's young. He's energetic. And they called him Cap, Kareem.
Yeah.
And Kareem is a very philosophical guy.
No, he
long
seems that
thinker.
way. Yeah.
And he really felt passionate about the civil rights movement and the way his people were treated. And Magic didn't seem to let that affect him, growing up in Midwestern Michigan.
Right.
And it's just interesting seeing the two. And that's the one great thing about a sports locker room to me is you have all these different people from different areas and different backgrounds all trying to get along with the common ground of winning.
Well,
And hence the name of the show is called Winning Time.
Yeah.
It's just a really good show that I would recommend if you're a sports fan.
sure.
Although there's people that are
I
mad
would-
about it. Jerry
Right.
West is not happy
Oh,
with the
well,
way they're portraying him.
I mean, the way they portraying Jerry West, though, in the start, I was like, fuck him. How did they make him the
if the shoe
logo?
fits.
I mean, how could they make him the logo?
Okay, that was years ago.
No, but
when he earned
it
that
was
that honor.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, no, I feel you. I mean, it definitely sounds interesting to watch and that whole part, but I would imagine, I mean, it's probably more common than not, especially at that point in time, that there were people of color who actually, you know, especially up north, weren't as affected by that as especially people in the South. You know, definitely people in the South or people in the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's a good thing because that's where it really, you know, started to get to where it's at today. And, you know, hopefully we keep progressing till it gets better.
Yeah, this also Norm Nixon, the guard who Magic had to got his ass busted by, and I'm probably telling a little bit too much.
You are
competing
spoiling it.
But it gets better though. I'm only telling this one part. Norm was the vet and was the starting point guard, and they were bringing Magic in. If you know the Lakers, then you know this is not nothing. This is facts. Magic became the starting point guard, but the thing about Norm Nixon, that Magic was shocked by, like we were just talking about how Kareem was with Magic. Well, when Magic got to LA and was kicking with Norm, and Norm's like putting him on like all this game and taking him like all these different businesses that he owned. And so Magic, like, you out here owning businesses and stuff, you should just be hooping. Like Magic, that's why Magic got his idea to where his empire is today.
The inspiration for his
Norm Nixon has made billions and billions of dollars for like multiple athletes.
Also,
did he do it for himself?
He should be up there. I mean, he's made
I'm
these
just asking.
billions, but I'm sure
yeah.
he should be.
Okay, good.
I don't know if you're allowed to ask that.
There's also all the sex with Magic and the women and the, you know, it's a good show.
Magic was
goddamn,
getting
he was in
some
the
NBA, of
serious
course.
ass. I mean, he was
Why
getting.
shouldn't he?
He was getting some serious ass.
Yeah,
I mean,
serious, so serious it gave him the HIV. That's how serious that ass was.
Hey. That's what happened to Easy
I mean,
too.
how many
Eazy-E
championships did that dude win with LA? He was in LA for
Who,
his
Magic?
career, right?
I believe he won 5 championships.
right?
yeah, I think so.
Is that
Like,
true, Delia?
that's huge.
We got DJ Delia, the stash, has arrived here at the studio.
Delia. You know Magic Johnson wanted to find that bitch and whoop her ass. Which bitch
I know
gave me
he-
this shit?
like, which bitch?
Who did
She's
this
involved
shit?
in the show too.
Fucking
Cookie,
bitch.
little
Is she?
Cookie.
Now,
Magic
did
has
they know for sure it was her?
No, Cookie
no,
didn't
no,
get,
Cookie didn't give it to him.
Cookie didn't give
Oh,
it to
well,
him.
I'm just saying,
But
if
Cookie is in the show though.
if you did know who gave it to you, you'd be so mad. You'd be like,
You'd be like, that bitch, the
you
one got.
tired.
Man, as
It'd be
many
the one-
orgies as that motherfucker was a part of, I'm pretty sure
he does not
couldn't
know.
tell.
Yes, I'm sure.
He couldn't know.
No, that's
He
true.
wouldn't know. Yeah.
You can live
No,
on the
sure.
HIV though now if you have HIV positive.
He was the first one.
well, you know,
Well, to last this long, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like he was the first one to be like, "What? He
Are
ain't
you
testing
guys?
positive?"
Are you guys? I'm not going
Like,
to say are you
right?
old enough to remember because I know you are.
What?
But
That's it. Remember
I know
this.
how old you bastards are. But do you remember when they had those HIV units where people were wasting?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they were dying.
It was
Everyone
terrible.
was dying
Oh,
from
yeah.
it.
It
Nobody was
They
living.
didn't know.
I had an uncle that died from it.
They didn't know. So I had a
remember-
cousin.
Zach.
My
They were-
cousin.
Yeah, I remember the units being looking
cousin
like
Michael.
like a COVID unit where nobody was allowed in, and they were in there, and they were like the skinny people inside these units.
Like one of my closest cousins.
Very
dude.
scary, very scary.
He was there when I got my first piece.
I remember
first-
going
He was
to
peeking
Pizza
through the
what?
window.
Pizza what?
Pizza. Pepperoni.
Oh no way! Or peace, your gun.
I remember being a kid and going
You
to the
don't
city,
know.
going into the city of Chicago, and you would see the homeless out there that had AIDS, and they'd be full blown, looking real bad,
It's
Yeah.
and they'd be peddling the money. That's the vision I have of AIDS when I was a kid. When
It's
it first came
terrible.
on the
Yeah.
scene, like you said, TK, it was
Like
Nasty
Courtney,
stuff.
Courtney Love.
Not me.
that shit is scary.
Did she
I
get the
mean,
HIV?
Like my uncle
I don't think
passed
so.
away.
Fucking around.
One of my daddy's younger brothers passed away. So that's what I think. And then I also think of Eazy-E. But there's theories they Suge Knight gave him the shiv with the needle or had somebody do it. There's that theory. Don't know how, but Eazy-E did pass away from AIDS.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I wouldn't put that energy
Freddie
out
Mercury.
there, man.
Another
Suge
guy.
Knight was
Yeah,
hiding in the
Freddie
bush.
Mercury.
I
yeah,
wouldn't
Freddie.
put that energy out there.
Man, you know what?
Who did that?
When I watched
Memphis?
that, what?
What? Suge Knight. That Suge Knight
Yeah.
stabbed him, and with a. Where did you hear that,
Yeah, he
Memphis?
did.
That's a gang of, that's been out there. That's been out there for years.
Is that on Black Twitter?
No, it's on like
What's Black Twitter?
Fucking look at Rainbow.
That's
laughing.
racist. What do you mean?
You don't
black
know what
Twitter?
Black Twitter is? That's a thing.
it,
Glitter?
it is a thing.
Oh.
Is there a white Twitter?
That's just Twitter.
That's just
I don't
regular
understand.
Twitter.
Yeah,
It's
is
regular
there
Twitter.
brown Twitter?
Look, that's
Please
like there's
tell me.
BET, and then there's just MTV or whatever. But there's
It is a
BET,
black,
there's
it
Black
is
Twitter.
There's black Twitter. I mean, this
Listen,
gets pretty
He said
crazy.
BT and empty.
I did not say that. I did not say
This
that.
get crazy.
I said no. There.
I'm pretty
Shut up.
sure.
Sometimes
Do we got this recorded? All
Yeah,
right.
we're recording.
You're the ignorant one that does not know about Black Twitter, not me.
I have no idea what that is.
yeah, it's,
I mean,
Is it
I
a
don't
thing?
quite
it's a thing.
understand
Okay.
it,
Cause
but
y'all know I'm on Twitter all the time. So
Was it like a whole nother site?
no, it's the same site, but
it's just everyone else is
so
unfollowed.
black- no.
I guess basically.
So
and probably.
what black Twitter is like when there's issues that pertain to like black people, like from Juicy Smollett to Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. Those are like our issues. And then black Twitter also when some white person does something stupid, and then black Twitter's like on their ass.
So
So it's like
basically everyone else is unfollowed, and then so the people who are still in that are actually in the groups are right African American.
Well,
well, it's not.
So it's
So
like
I-
so
I
if like
can't
if a
get
white
involved
person
in
were to
Black
jump
Twitter
in
then.
the group
It's-
and start talking, they would just get unfollowed and blocked, right?
No, not at all. It's because it'd be like gang of white people and be in there and be on like be on code, you know. And it's
So
like
you can
and
white
so-
people can be in Black Twitter.
hell yeah,
Yeah, you can just put a black profile.
Doesn't
on
that
it,
like
okay?
defeat the
No,
purpose though?
No,
How do you know they're not like plants?
No,
What,
well,
for who?
Undercover white people.
because I can tell. I can tell when somebody's trolling in a fake profile on Twitter. That's easy to
That would
find.
be. I'm just saying.
That's-
That's the thing.
that's very
I
easy.
honestly don't pay that much attention to Twitter. Like I have.
I
one.
don't like Twitter. I don't pay
Yeah,
attention to
I-
it at all. But I just know it's a thing.
I know
That's why I
most
was
people
just
don't
making
like
the
Twitter
joke about
because
it.
it's like Twitter's like really too real. It's very real. It's very in your face, and if you don't know how to work it, you could embarrass yourself in a really bad way. And you have like tens of thousands of people coming for you. Just like fuck, let me shut down this fucking app. I don't need it.
Stay off Twitter.
You know,
I
News-
have a
news,
Twitter,
listen,
but I don't
I
post
just post
anymore.
fun shit.
news breaks on Twitter first before anywhere else. Not even the news, but the actual. You want something
But if
breaking?
you were to post
put it
something
on
you thought
Twitter.
was fun about
it's
Beyonce,
on Twitter
boom,
first.
Beehive's coming for you right off Twitter.
Oh yeah, the Beehive, the Rihanna Navy, the Barbs.
Beehive.
and
What's that?
that's
That's
Beyonce's tribe.
Beyonce's crew.
You got
Everyone
fucking
in the world who
Taylor
loves
Swift,
Beyonce,
the,
is fucking Beehive
I,
coming
you know
at
what?
you.
It was one time like when Beyonce and
Alright.
Taylor Swift weren't like seeing like eye to eye,
Right, right.
and like
Yeah,
their
I don't-
fan bases were going
You
at
don't
each
know about
other.
the Beehive?
That shit was crazy.
You're in the music. You know about that.
I don't pay
Here's-
attention.
here's
I don't-
something-
I don't post disparaging comments
something
about
funny.
people. So
No, I
And
don't do that. I never disparage anyone, even if they deserve it. I don't.
that's none of my business.
Even if I see a post and I'm like, this person's lying or this person is like just virtue signaling
yeah,
and I
yeah.
should say something, I never do.
Well, here's the
It-
last thing
it-
I'll say
stuff
about
for me
Twitter.
to
and I'll
read while
pass
I'm
it to
pooping.
That
G,
doesn't mean it makes me better than them, but I don't just because I don't want to deal with the rebuttal comments because I don't care.
I get it.
is that if you want to see a brand war, like McDonald's versus another brand, come to Twitter because it's like their actual verified accounts, and they be going in. I mean, whoever sits behind the keyboard to run each one of these. So like say, like right now, Wendy's is undefeated. Nobody can fuck with Wendy's. McDonald's
They
is
got the
probably.
best Twitter fingers.
Oh yeah, and out of the weakest brand is probably McDonald's because they be getting punked by everybody. They got punked by Chick-fil-A, and they ain't even open on Sundays.
Well, I totally get why they would, but I could imagine that McDonald's is like, whatever.
They're
No,
more,
no.
they're
For
more
them, it's
concerned
just
with
kind of a-
counting their money.
No, McDonald's be trying to be slick dissing, and folks be catching them all the time. And it be the oddest brands like Baskin Robbins and just say something and be like, God damn, you gonna let Baskin Robbins home with 31 flavors dish you, son?
Yeah. But here's the thing. All McDonald's got to say is okay, there's one Baskin Robbins within a, 300-mile radius. I got about, what is that? What, 400? 500? Oh, 500 McDonald's within that same, yeah. Go ahead, this away.
But
McDonald's
Baskin
is
Robbins be like, you
making
know what? That very
bank.
well may be true,
They
but
own shit. Like,
my ice cream is better than all your shit. And all your customers still want good ice cream.
I love ice cream.
They gotta
too.
come
Well,
to
I have
me.
to see if Joe Biden likes it. If he doesn't, then it's not good.
I'm sure he likes
Oh
it.
my gosh.
All right, let's move on to our next
Yeah.
topic.
old
This
man
came up in the
slick.
text message group text that we have. Memphis wanted to talk about. I don't know much about the story. DJ Envy, I am familiar with him. He's
Yeah.
on the Breakfast Club in New York. DJ
Right.
Envy and his wife Tell us more, Memphis. What is this story that has you intrigued?
Yesterday, the Breakfast Club, DJ Envy, Charlamagne, Angela Yee, they were having a discussion. DJ Envy and his wife Gia, they got a book coming out talking about their relationship. Now, I know most folks probably don't pay attention to him because I like the Breakfast Club, old radio guy. I'm like, one day I'll be.
Where do they air that?
They're on
the morning show.
They're the morning show.
Oh, here. You hear it on the morning show and on one of the stations?
I think so.
Yeah, locally, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have the local.
I don't know the,
They're
I
in
don't know the
shows in syndication.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I thought.
They are a very popular morning show. Like if you want to do something, especially
Breakfast
whether it be
Club.
politics, especially politicians, you gotta go see them. You gotta
Charlamagne. Is Charlamagne on there?
Charlamagne is the god.
That's
He's
one
the
of
god.
that's
Charlamagne.
one of
Not my God.
iHeart's
Yeah.
urban rhythmic kind
Not
of
my motherfucking God.
go-tos.
But yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
That's his name. Yes, he's the god.
So Envy and his wife, they
The
had
god
the
of
wife
what?
on.
What'd you say?
I don't know. He's from
Okay,
South
all right.
Carolina.
Let Memphis
He's from-
finish
he's
his
from South
story.
Carolina. That's all I know.
What's going on with Envy and his wife?
So they have the wife. The wife's on the show and they doing the interview and everything. And so they was talking about the relationship. And one thing they talked about was orgasms and how she used to fake orgasms with him for like a really long time, like a long time.
This is in the book.
This is in a book, but they also talked about it openly, like on the show yesterday.
I think all women have faked it once or twice.
Well, yeah. So it goes to Twitter and it goes
Bitch
to
better not be faking. No, I'm just kidding.
So it goes to it starts popping on Black Twitter, but then like
Told you.
everybody
I
on
told
Twitter,
you.
everybody on Twitter is on it because everybody got something
Black
to say.
Twitter.
Everybody's got something to say. So people were clowning DJ Envy like, bruh, you just gonna let your wife just come out and just say like you don't make her feel good?
I got. Here's my thing for that. I think in most situations, anytime a girl is feeling like she's losing a battle, she's probably gonna go to that. Okay, because that's gonna hurt somebody the most. So I don't know how much stock I put in that within that moment, because that's one of the heat of the moment kind of, even if they weren't like in an argument thing, it's still a go-to kind of like, there's no coming back from that shit.
Not very nice.
All right. No, definitely not. But here's the thing. Saying some shit like that, that's on you.
Kind of
You know what I'm
says more
saying?
about you than it does the person. Is that-
Definitely.
yeah.
If you do that, that's on you, because here's the thing is, you're selling yourself short.
Right.
He's trying to do something for you. If you're not getting what he's trying to put out from it, that's fine. If you're not looking for that,
I
just
feel
tell him,
like
yo, I'm not into that. Do your thing. Let's get it over with.
Right.
Bing, bang, boo. That's what my wife tells me. But when she's ready to go, she's ready, like, she's in there. And I make that happen for her. Like, there's no need to fake an orgasm. If you don't want to go, but I'm ready to go, like, just let me bust off real quick. Bounce the fuck out. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it can go both ways.
So
That's stupid.
What's really was funny that kind
Also,
of turned
we
the
don't
tide.
care
What do you mean?
for the most part.
What do you mean?
I mean, if the chick's gonna fake the orgasm, as long as you get off, I mean, do you really give a shit? And she can just go masturbate in the bathroom.
Yeah, look, I got mine.
I mean, I care.
But yeah, you
I want-
care. You want to make sure you
I'm
satisfy
only
your partner.
kidding. I'm only kidding.
I mean, you
No
wanna
wonder why your
satisfy
girl works out all the time.
Yeah, she's like working out and masturbating.
Hey, it's true. It's a
Stress
fact.
reliever.
You know it's a fact.
Motherfucker.
You know it's a fact that like when women do sit-ups and crunches and stuff like that, when their core gets tight, they actually can, by doing that, they can give themselves an orgasm.
What
Really?
the fuck are you talking?
I'm serious.
Have you
This is
seen it
both
live?
saying-
No,
that's
this is
true.
dude. I'm
true.
not. I've read
Have you seen it live before? Ever happened in front of your face, or is this something you read on Black
I
Twitter?
read, no,
That's
I actually
true.
met. I read this in a health magazine.
When women can have spontaneous
Yeah,
orgasms.
Playboy is not a health magazine. All right, Playboy
I haven't read
letters.
Playboy in like 15,
All
16 years.
It's more of a
All
hustle.
Maxim
Days.
isn't really a health magazine. Okay,
I still like my publications.
It sounds to me like they're trying to sell more books.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what it
that's
sounded like to me.
over.
But here's the kicker, right? So on Twitter, the way it flipped, guys was like, start jabbing back at women, like, oh, y'all think y'all the only ones that can fake it? A guy can fake an orgasm.
Wait a minute.
He really,
yeah,
Wait
it's
a
called
minute.
erectile dysfunction.
No,
I've
no,
faked
it's
it
not.
before.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
how?
No, it is not because
How are you gonna not
it's
jizz?
you can.
I'll
It's-
tell
it's-
you.
I'll bust.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
would you spit
Well-
on her and be like, "Oh, there it is"?
What happens? What happens is sometimes you have whiskey dick. We're all DJs. You're up late.
Oh,
This is
okay.
I'm talking a
All
3,
right.
4 in the morning situation.
I do understand this.
Called erectile dysfunction.
And you're just you're
Yeah,
going,
no,
you're
nothing
going,
wrong
you're
with
going, you're
that.
going. You're like, oh, it's good.
it won't go no. Yeah,
And
you
you're just
can't
like,
come.
man,
You're done.
I had too much fun tonight, and it's just it's a situation, and you're getting to the point where you're just ready to shut it down.
And she
Late.
says,
And then all of a sudden, you just give her a little quiver, like, oh,
Yeah,
oh.
like you did.
Oh.
Yeah, like
"How'd
You
it
know,
go?"
she don't have to know,
How's
you
it go
know.
again?
Oh.
Rainbow, let's hear yours.
Yeah, I don't have one.
You don't have a Memphis. I know you got one. Come on, Memphis. Where is it?
boom goes the dynamite.
Oh, shit.
You know whose
Close
it
all
is,
the
baby.
windows. You're letting all the
And,
snake
and
out.
of course, mine is 2 pumps and an apology. Sorry about that.
Who booty? Who booty is this?
I apologize.
But yeah, I mean, a guy
Yeah,
can.
TK just,
Yeah, you know,
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go get a towel.
Sorry about that.
and then get wiping yourself off first.
Indeed, indeed.
So no, but
I'll
no,
be in the kitchen making my steak now.
a guy
But,
can
busted a nut.
a guy can fake an orgasm and know it has nothing to do with erectile dysfunction or whatever. A dude she could not just be. He could not be in the mood, you know, or it could be reversed where like her vagina just might not be like stimulating for him.
Now,
you
do
know?
gay people get erectile dysfunction?
I don't know. We need to get some. I don't know.
I'm sure they do. They're regular people.
That's a hard hitting question right there.
If a
I'm
chick-
sure they're
if a
just like
chick
everybody
don't-
else.
If a chick don't do nothing for me, I ain't gonna be fucking her in the first place.
Have you ever? Let me ask you this.
I'm just
Man,
saying if the
hold on.
problem happened to be with the vagina, because you were saying that it maybe had to do with her pussy, but let's take the vagina out of the equation. What if there's only, 2 schwangs? Do 2 schwangs ever come up against each other and then they're just like, nah,
Sword
nah.
fight?
But one's up and the other one's not. It's like, no.
Somebody won at that point. Somebody won.
Why would you even ask that
What are you
question?
talking about?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I think we should move on to a new topic.
Please.
Oh my.
This is the Outcast podcast.
Holy shit. What was that wax we were smoking?
God,
You got
TK.
this motherfucker
That
weird as
Bubba
hell.
Kush on his ass now.
No shit.
Bubba got him feeling great.
He's like waiting on you.
Getting close to our basketball matchup outside coming
I
up,
like
but
it.
before we shut it down, Memphis came in here. I hope he's in a better mood after the show, but he did tell us that you were in some kind of mood. I just want to make sure everything's all right with you before we get out of here.
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I was telling TK earlier, man. I was like, man, I couldn't wait to get here. I was rushing to get here because on my way, I was just in a not good mood. And you guys know, I don't think you guys ever see me like in a bad mood, but I was like telling myself, like, I don't want to bring that crazy energy, whatever's going on with me inside, because everything's so chill and everybody's positive, and I don't be the one bringing shit in. And I was like, I'm not in the, I just got a mood, and I don't know why I need to shake this bitch. Thanks, Bubba Kush.
Yeah, no shit. You know, the weird thing is,
Acapulco Gold too. We had
Oh
some
yeah,
of
the
that.
Acapulco Gold. Yeah.
one of the
That's
crazy,
a classic.
a crazy
Oh,
story, not
classic.
related, but between me and Memphis is the first day we really hung out when we had a room together in Vegas was Charlottesville Day.
You guys,
when
had, you guys had a
Charlottesville
room
happened-
It
together?
sure was.
It was Charlottesville
It
Day.
literally
when we had a
was.
room, we walked in together, and it was Charlottesville on the TV, and we were just
It was
like,
like,
oh,
what the fuck?
Whoop.
You wait a
What?
minute.
We're gonna
wait a
deal
minute.
with it.
Well,
We
you
gotta
got-
do.
What are you guys
You were
talking
there.
about?
You
you
were in
guys had a
Vegas.
room together?
You got it for us.
Oh, I got you the room.
Yeah, it was for the, it was
I was
for the,
thinking maybe you were going to tell us about some experience the two of you had
You
Oh, yeah,
remember
I
in
that
a
was-
room together.
That
Yeah,
was
you
the-
guys were
that
flopping
was that
dicks.
day.
One of you had a hard one. One of you was
It was
slapping.
all on the TV when
Oh,
we got
you
in there. It
sank
was
my
crazy.
battleship.
Floppy dicks.
Floppy disks.
Finish your story, TK. So you and
Anyway.
Memphis were in a room together.
Yeah. Oh, I just thought it's kind of a cool story because we had to, like, we had a room together, a black guy and a white guy, and Charlottesville was plastered all over the TV.
It was
And
literally happening.
We had a great time. We got along and we dealt with whatever the hell we were seeing. So did everybody else. Everyone was talking about it.
Yep.
You remember all the entertainers were talking about
Mhm.
it.
I remember.
We that night we went and saw T.I. that night.
But
T.I.
anyways, we
spoke
do
on
a
it.
show now where it's kind of like a white guy, brown guy, black guy. So I figured that's kind of a cool story that the two of the people who were on that show actually we had a room, we're hanging out together when that happened, which was a massive turning point in American, I think, culture. Charlottesville.
When the hell are we gonna go there?
We should go.
Charlottesville?
Vegas. Nah.
Vegas. Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about that last night.
I like the way our little bowl of M&Ms, all the different colors, we all get along. All the nuts, all the little M&Ms
You
here
melt
at the
your
show.
mouth, not in your hand.
That's right. Another episode has come and gone. Happy 420, everybody.
Yeah.
TK, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Happy 420.
There you go. Hold on. Yes. Very profound.
Thank you.
Now to you, Memphis. Anything to say to the people out there?
Hey. Smoke weed every day. Be cool.
That's right. And over to you, Raymo G.
Legalize it. Recreational.
Fully.
That way I can
Yes,
open
fully.
a dispensary and retire.
And for you,
Shit. I want to in on this, son.
Lower the price of gas,
I
for
think we
God's
could all do
sakes.
For you kids out there, you should wait to smoke marijuana until you get to be at
You're an
least
adult.
18 or 19 or 22.
I
You're
mean,
an adult.
to be
just
fair,
like, just
To
like
your
alcohol, when you're
Brain
grown.
is fully formed,
Yeah.
kids.
but if you're not
Agree.
21 or 18 and you're smoking,
Or 17 or 22 or 18.
knock it off.
Don't let it affect what you're doing. Do your shit.
Facts.
Facts.
Do your shit.
Do your shit.
Stop
Do
debating.
shit. Do shit. Do shit.
Until the next episode.
Dude.